Alright, let's go again. Hitchhiker, we are Birdsall Leah. Last
Listen,
time,
I'm not your girlfriend,
that's wild.
and
Who
I'm
are
not your
you?
mother. But you'd better finish that pickle, or else I'm stealing it. Me? I'm a waitress, dummy. Waitresses have to be whatever people want them to be.
You're a waitress?
Well, feels like forever. At this point, it's less what I do and more who I am. But not Thursdays. Today's my day off. That's okay. It's nice to sit on the other side of the counter for a change and see how the other half lives.
What?
This music, isn't it dreamy?
Yeah,
I can tell we have some things in common.
such
We
as.
both have to live by our wits. Hitchhiking isn't an easy trade. Waiting tables isn't either. I'll show you what I mean. Corned beef hash with 3 eggs over easy, whole wheat toast and hash browns. 2 eggs scrambled with bacon, sausage, English muffin, and french fries with mayo instead of ketchup. 3 eggs over easy with well done bacon and a side salad, hold the toast, Greek omelet with well done hash browns and white toast, a short stack of blueberry pancakes, coffees all around, and 1 Diet Coke. So, how many orders of toast were there?
Uh.
Okay, here it is. Corned beef hash with 3 eggs over easy, whole wheat toast and hash browns. 2 eggs scrambled with
One,
bacon, sausage, English muffin, and french fries with mayo instead of ketchup. 3 eggs over easy with well done bacon and a side salad, hold the toast, Greek omelet with well done hash browns and white toast,
two.
a short stack of blueberry pancakes, coffees all around, and 1 Diet Coke. So, how many orders of toast?
There's two.
Yep. Well, unless you count the English muffin. Then it's 3. I figure there's an art to hitching a ride. You have to be able to read people very quickly. Waiting tables is no different. You get to know what people want before they know what they want. It's a sixth sense. When I picked you up, with you it was easy. Your mind is an open book. Seeing you wandering through that street in the suburbs, clutching that strange blue box like a talisman,
One box.
I could see that you needed a
One box. Forgot
good
about my
rest,
box.
a good meal, and a dose of friendly advice from someone who's looking out for you. It's good you managed to lose Hops back there. Let me guess, did he try to make you promise to meet him again? Yeah, we've all made a few of those. This highway is practically paved with broken oaths sworn to Hops, patron saint of useless stuff. He doesn't mean badly, Hops. He's just a bit stuck in the past. That's why he has all that junk in his car. Can't
Wait, hold up. Dante's Diner.
let go of anything. Can't change. People like to solve problems with the tools they understand.
Can I?
Hops thinks all the useful tools are in the glove box of his own memory. That's why it's good you got clear of him. He's a bad influence for someone like you. You need to let go to move on.
Oh, well.
I don't know, but driving in the rearview mirror will only get you so far. You can't live in the past. Well, judging by the faces in this place, you can't live in the present either. Look at these blue screen zombies. Everyone glued to their phones. Depressing. Very funny. That sense of humor will serve you well when our new robot overlords take over. The living dead all around us. Not you two, though. You and your girlfriend. You were very much animated. Although, maybe
Okay,
not in a
let's
good
see.
way. That was some argument. You were right over there, sitting at the counter. Well, I'm not
Yeah.
one to eavesdrop. Something about text messages being present. The usual suspects when it comes to couple arguing somewhere in public in the 21st century. I only caught the end of it. It was one of those things that suddenly boils over. One moment you were sitting there having your strawberry rhubarb pie and trying to figure out where the next gas station is. The next moment, when I came back with your check, there was this big scene with you storming out the door.
Huh.
I just want to be sure there's no trouble on my watch. Like I said, it died down pretty quickly. She hung around for another 20 minutes, mainly talking on her phone. Then she got her stuff and left. Seemed like she was making a plan to meet somebody. Nope. See, I'm not that nosy. But when I was wiping down the counter, I found this.
What did you find?
Have a look. You might find it interesting.
Business, straight, Balkan tours and more. It's a wild rise. Right. Craig Milkmus. Last age 51. Argus Gas. Thursday, 4
Weird,
p.m.
right? Gets weirder, though. Check out the back.
Oh, I guess I'll check it again. Argus Gas. Thursday, 4 p.m.
Seems like some kind of rendezvous. I mean, I figure that's not your card. Beats me. I just work here. Sorry, Copernicus. I've helped you all I can this time.
Copernicus.
Like I said, we all know each other on this highway.
That's cool.
Pass me the menu, will you?
Okay.
I want to see if they have the seasonal milkshakes in yet. Aw, look at that. It's like a little map of your adventures. How convenient. Even your gas station is there. Did you notice?
Hold
It's a
up.
typical sign, you know, of a lucid dream. Random happenstance, strange coincidence.
What
This
you
might be a
doing
good time to test if you have superhuman strength or can fly or something. I think I'll have peppermint mocha or vanilla caramel. Sure. I mean, come on. Raisin farmer? There's no such thing. Grapes have farmers. Raisins are dried grapes. End of story. Jeez, where's the waitress anyway? I'd kill for a shake right now. Well, things become real when we invest meaning in them. When we make them real. It's not a theory. There's a poem about this.
So,
A guy is having an argument with his friend. He's freaking out because the meaning of every word, everything, every idea seems to be falling apart. After a while, I understood that talking this way, everything dissolves. Justice, pine, hair, woman, you, and I.
but you.
Exactly. Booth, menu, you, I, mustard, mustard. It all starts to dissolve. It's my day off reading.
Mustard.
Head screwed on straight again. Well, in a sense. It's more that he thinks back to what it was like when they were together. And the different memories come together and leave him with a sense of specificity. That things are real and not just a big pile of words and concepts and stuff that fall apart the moment you try to squeeze them tight. He thinks back to when he was a boy and remembers this river where he would try to catch the little orange silverfish called pumpkin seed. But you do. Just repeat after me.
Pickle.
Pumpkin seed. The memories are real. Look at me. Don't forget me. See me for who I am.
Shush.
Pumpkin seed.
Pumpkin seed.
You'd be surprised. You wouldn't believe how much people project their weird bullshit on me. It's the curse of the diner waitress. Less a real person and more a blank screen. Oh yeah, plenty of that. But also just these cliches people have with diners. I can't tell you how many swingin' dick Detective McGurks I've met in this place. Give me a coffee as black as a moonless night, darlin'. Shit like that.
People like to stick to their perceptions, yeah.
Everyone has an agenda. People think they come to a diner for food, but they're really looking for something much more profound. They want something, and at the end, they settle up. You bring the bill, and they have the chance to make good again. Everybody wants to be forgiven. It's a simple transaction. You're no different. Well, there's that box you're carrying around and want to get open. You're here looking for
Fuck.
answers, but only the warm, cuddly kind. You're not going to hang in when it starts getting heavy.
You want to bet?
It's not just you. This whole modern problem of people not really being present, it's everywhere. And technology only makes it worse. Once the robot doubles started showing up, that was the tipping point.
Oh.
Robot doubles. The first models were so expensive, only Silicon Valley types could afford them, like electric cars. But pretty soon it got to the point where basically anybody could afford a robot double of themselves. You could pick one up at Walmart, one aisle over from the toilet paper and the firearms. Even the company that produces my cheap-ass phones started them. They claimed they were on a mission to disrupt the human space. I hate that word, disrupt. Pretty much anything you want. But there's where you have to be careful. It acts like you, but it only performs at about 70% of your capabilities. It's you, after a bunch of drinks. So, if you're smart, you only trust it to do really simple things for you. Go to the post office, jury duty, fill in for you at your boring job. But people are lazy. They grow dependent on their robos, use them for all kinds of things they shouldn't, making complex calculations, blowing up boulders. People send their robos off to be with their wives, their families, while carrying on affairs. Check it out. Imagine you and I are in a relationship. Then you notice I'm acting a little slow. My eyes aren't focusing quite right. Like this. Look. See it? You just need more practice. Then you'd realize that I just stuck you with a pile of bolts for the evening. Right, so here we are.
Oh.
Two dummies out on a date together. Would your robo be smart enough to know that I'd sent mine? Right. And would she then tell me, or would she keep me in the dark? All kinds of ethical issues, right? I don't know. I know you're trying to make your eyebrows move weirdly just to mess with me. Did someone stand me up with a robo? No, not exactly. It's more about this thing that happened to me at work once. Not here, dummy. In my former life as a flight attendant. Grab that thing and pull up a chair. I'll tell you all about it.
Former life. Alright, well, let's go. The robot doubles.
You feel like a sack of bolts yourself doing these safety demonstrations. People are zoning out, staring at their phones like the blockheads in here, or else just leering at you like you're the first woman they've ever seen wearing a uniform. But you start getting good at spotting the doubles. They're often the only ones paying attention, staring at you with those not quite human eyes of theirs. Technically, no, they're not supposed to be there. But like I said, people bend the rules, and security rarely checks. They're fine on the runway, perfectly docile. But something goes wrong at altitude, something about the navigation system. The FAA wanted to study it, but the study got shut down because you're not supposed to have them on aircrafts in the first place. So yeah, I learned to spot them right away. It becomes a job requirement, a matter of survival. Here, try your luck. Have a look at the table. So, 1 mustard, fine. 3 mustards, not so fine. The one on the left is the real one. See if you can track it. Keep your eyes on the prize. 10 will get you 30.
I lost it.
Uh-oh, you just accused Mr. Corporate Entitlement of being a robot. Unfortunately, it's really him. That's going to cost you 1 complimentary business class upgrade. Want to play again?
Yes. Right. No, don't make it slow.
Very good. You have successfully enforced airline regulations. Want to play again?
Yes.
Very good. You have successfully enforced airline regulations.
Make it
Want to
harder.
play again?
Harder.
Very good. You have successfully enforced airline regulations. Want to play again?
No thanks.
So, where was I? Pick that up again, and I'll show you what happened next.
I don't trust this place. This diner's weird.
One time, we were doing a flight into Galveston, and we had a sudden drop of cabin pressure about 100 miles from our destination. No, but imagine this. Everyone's freaking out. I'm trying to help a girl with her arm in a cast to get her oxygen mask over her head. Suddenly, I'm aware of this Frankenstein monster lurching towards me. The robos, they're like an army of the undead. I don't know if they were affected by the sudden change in cabin pressure or what, but they just lost their shit. People are screaming, and we're huddled together like a band of villagers with pitchforks to fight these things, throwing crap at them from the drink cart, locking them in the toilets, and so on. Luckily, they started fritzing out on their own, like Hal in 2001 when his brain starts melting. Let me tell you, as soon as we got over water, adios! Out you go, robos! Threw them right out of the cabin doors.
Finn.
Throwing the robos off the plane? No, you're right. That didn't actually happen. You can't just open the hatch door like that. But it's a nice image, right? I like to think of it sometimes when I'm lying in bed trying to sleep. Maybe so. They're everywhere these days. I can see one in this diner right now, in fact. Can you find it? That's right. The King. Can you believe it? God, I miss the King. They say that it was the first robot double prototype ever made. He actually sent it off to act in some of those cheeseball movie roles he had. That's why they were so bad. Am I? Says the guy who called his own girlfriend a robot. I seem to recall you standing right there, complaining it's like eating lunch with an automaton. You really don't remember anything? What you were fighting about? What happened next?
Nope.
Could be. Well, I've got a little game that might help you remember. It's kind of like a telephone seance. Ready?
Okay.
Hello? Is that you? This is your girlfriend. Yes, it's me. I'm calling from beyond the grave. So, who are you with right now? Am I interrupting you? Why'd you bring me back here, of all places? Of all the restaurants we've been to? Couldn't you have summoned me to that place with the sour cream pierogi? See, I told you this is a good game. Okay, so, I'm your girlfriend. Somehow, I'm not with you now, and you don't know why. Except, I am with you right now. That pretty much sum it up? No, this is my game. I get to ask the questions first. What's with this gas station you're trying to get to? What are you hoping to find there?
We need to get gas in a sec.
Remember things.
Hey, stop it!
It's like we spend 1 year falling in love and the next 4 breaking up, right? What took so long? Were you just afraid of being...
530-555-0743.
being alone? Or maybe you didn't want to be the guilty one, the one who blows things up and hurts me. Were you waiting for permission from me to end it? Waiting for me to give you... Exactly. Waiting for an excuse. What? You didn't want to break anything. You couldn't get over the idea that this great future we were supposed to have could just be wiped out. The beacon we'd always talked about, our light in the bottle, gone. You left it to me. Put it on me to do what needed doing. Well, I finally gave you the sign you were looking for, right over at that counter there. You guys need anything else, or you're okay for now?
We're fine, thanks. You do anything to make it different, right? To fix things. You still can, and I can be her for you. Together, we'll open the box. You can make it happen. You can make it real. What do you say? Miss the old times? Let me be her. Okay, your choice. Now it's your turn. You can ask me one question, whatever you want. The man on the phone. Yes, the one I was texting when we were eating lunch. The man with many eyes. Yes, he has 10 eyes, like this.
10.
No. He wears them around his wrist, like a bracelet. Even while he sleeps.
Okay.
A few of them keep watch, their eyes open. He also wears an orange vest. Find the man with many eyes, and his friend, the man with mirror eyes. They're the ones who did this to me. Close your eyes.
Guess I'm closing my eyes. There's a thing.
Hey,
check.
where'd you
right
go?
up there.
It's like you went somewhere else there, having some irresistible dream. Good for you. Reality is always the best policy. Speaking of reality, the check has arrived. Works for me. What's the sudden rush? Are you sure? If you're lucky, maybe she hasn't even gotten to the gas station yet. Well, the card has Thursday 4 p.m. written on it, right? That was 2 days ago. And need I remind you that today is... Yeah.
Off
If we
Thursday.
leave now, we can beat her there by nearly an hour and find out who's waiting for her. Well, that's easy. If I'm made up to look like her, he'll give himself away as soon as we arrive. I have a few wigs in the car.
Interesting
Like I
plan.
told you, I'm an expert shapeshifter. Come on. Time to be forgiven. And time to hit the road. Time to pay the check so we can get out of here.
Do I have money? I don't know. The phone number. The phone. 6.
This thing about robots is chilling. It says that 60% of the workforce won't have a job in 20 years. Hey, can you put down your phone for 3 seconds? I'm trying to have a real human connection with you, and you're so tuned out. It's like I'm eating with a robot.
I'm sorry, I know. We need to get gas in a sec. You can tell me about it while we're in the car.
Would you put that thing away?
Hey, stop it! Come on, let go!
Who is that? Who are you writing to?
God, keep your voice down. Look, I've been driving for ages. I just need to space out a little.
A little? It's like you're a million miles away.
Can you just give me a break, please?
We were just taking a break, remember? Now we're back together, but I feel this is the last place in the world you want to be.
Well, that's what I'd call a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Ain't love grand? Come on.
No, not yet. 555-0743-62.
Let's get out of here.
0743. 0743. Business card again. Alright.
How do I look? Good.
Yeah, sure.
I'm a very apt pupil.
When you experience the world with two personalities, everyone you meet seems to have two sides. Geminis want to trust, but struggle to do so, as their experience have taught them to watch out for selfishness and
A very
deceit
apt
forever.
pupil.
Can
Here, take my phone. Call for help the moment something looks fishy.
530-555-0743. 530-555-0743. 0743? 0743. Okay.
Shoot. Right? I did, yes. Right, it was her. Yes, and? Listen, there's something at the end of this road that you don't want to find. If you only wanted to find it, there wouldn't be all this conflict. Drivers lying to you, drugging you with raisins, all the little glitches, things that don't make sense, the static. It's hardly been a smooth ride, has it? I'm just saying, there are two sides to every story, right? The argument back at the diner, maybe there was something missing for her. Something missing between the two of you.
Huh.
Have you stopped to think for a moment about why you keep finding these photographs? Why they are so important to you? They're a way of capturing reality, right? They're objective, but they're also you. They tell the story you want them to tell. That camera of yours, it's a weapon too. Take a photo of me, and in the photo I'll never change. I'll never grow away from you. Well, let's test that hypothesis. So, what did you learn back there from your photo?
What did I learn?
Oh? Oh, you have my phone. Why don't you call it then? And you think he's also this man with all the eyes? Hey, you said he has 10 of them, right? Have another look at that card.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wild. Six, seven, 8. Oh.
10 little eyes. See him?
Yeah. Wild ride.
Freak you, right?
I didn't notice that.
Well, almost there now. Time to get in character. Sure, I can't see a thing. What gives? I can't. The car is jammed somehow.
I know what to do.
What the hell? Watch it, buddy.
No, I don't know what to do. Complete ride 3. Ride 4, I guess. Oh, this is just wonderful. What a wonderful place to start off. Yeah.
Hello. Copernicus? Is that you? Let me guess. You've gotten yourself into some kind of jam, swinging by
Yeah.
your toes over a tiger cage? Locked in a trunk? That doesn't sound like part of your dream. How'd you manage that? I sincerely doubt that. The fact that I'm hearing your voice now suggests otherwise. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. You've sworn to deceive me, Vern. I'm going to feed the birds now. I want to know the truth. Look where that got you. Speaking of which, did you find the box, Copernicus?
Yes, I did.
Have you opened it yet?
No.
Figure out a way to open that box, Copernicus. Inside, you'll find out who you really are.
Thanks, Vern.
Don't mess with him, kid. He's the final gatekeeper. Way too strong. You need to learn the spell first, before you can go up against him. Hey, if I knew it, I'd tell you. But let's start by getting you out of that box. Lucky for you, I've got my Farmer's Almanac here. Let's have a look. Hang on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
C, cabbage, caraway, carrot, car trunk. First thing you should do is reach around for the latch. Sounds kind of obvious. Okay, next step. See if you can scare up the brake lights. Can you find them? It's a little gizmo with some wires.
Yeah.
Okay. Yank on the wires and try to pull the lights into the trunk with you.
Yoink.
Got them? What color are the lights?
Red.
We need a green light, kid. A steady green light. That's the way forward. Gotta run now. Good luck to you, kid.
Oh. Okay, let's see. Could go right here. I could go right here. Let's see. Let's see. Check this. The green. There's only one place for green to go. It's right here, but this is blue. Which means this could go right here. This could go right here. Hold up. Maybe this could go right here. But no, then that leaves that. This could go right here. I put this right here. There's only one circle. Alright, let's just restart real fast. Do what we know. Circle can go right there. Pink has to go. Pink or blue has to go right here. Positive needs to go right here. Goes right here. Here, and then this goes right here. That is a green light, alright. Okay. Hi.
ما أدري شو تسوي بسيارتي بس من خبرتي بهذا المكان راح تسح بعدين. إنجليش آسف ما أدري هاي مو صدق بس أنا أشعر بيه كاني من تصدق حجة سعر كل شيء هنا إلها دلالة رمزية السترن الجير ولا القرن على الدشبول. إيه معود على كيفك أريد أوقف.
I don't know Arabic. Do I know? Do I have something over here?
Androido que el cielo está tan bajón de los disparate de tu deviens tu suis j'entends des rêves et tu vraiment là un fantôme un mirage une illusion ou bien et tu vraiment là. Tu me ressembles tant, mais comment as-tu fait pour devenir ma copie qu'avant? Serais-tu la chimère que je Moris equipunas statisia. Puedes ver el horizonte al final del camino. Puedes my memory on the only way over to nowhere. How would I know? It's not even my car.
Huh?
No idea. I find myself behind the wheel here night after night. And the trunk, that's my dream too. You don't want to know how many hours I've spent in there, trying to shift my legs to keep them from falling asleep. What do you mean? Whose guard? Yours? Now I know you must be an English speaker. The only people in the world convinced that every story revolves around them. Who are you, anyway?
He's guard.
I'm not sure, actually. But here, it's funny. On this highway, everybody calls me Al-Shatir. Never heard of Ibn al-Shatir? A famous astronomer. I guess you don't learn about him in your schools. One of the forefathers of astronomy. In many ways a predecessor to... Yes, that's right. Copernicus, Al-Shatir. Two iconoclasts from different lands who challenged the belief that the sun revolves around the earth. Two dreamers who had the conviction that the unique consciousness is not the only thing in the center of the universe. Maybe you're not just part of my story, like I'm not part of yours. You were trapped in the trunk, where I've been many times. It's like you've wandered into my dream, and I've wandered into yours. How should I know? Somehow the streams have crossed. disturbance in space-time continuum.
It's weird.
Me? Yes, safety. A place far away from wars. From bombings. From the cockroaches that crawl out as soon as the dust settles. On the news, you hear only about armies and religious madmen. But it's the gangsters that drove me away. They're the ones who did this to me.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
I'm one of the ones who didn't make it. Not all the way.
You died.
I'm stranded somewhere in between, trying to complete the journey every night in my sleep. The El Mahdi army. They called themselves an army anyway. They were looking for my brother-in-law, because he worked as a translator for the US military. Neighbors warned us we should move, and so we did, twice. Yes, twice. No sooner had we moved the first time than neighbors started telling us that we should move again. That there were people looking for us.
I think this is going to be the last ride, 2 rides a day. I don't know.
By this point, we already felt a bit like exiles. And once you're an exile, you never stop being one.
Time is at 10:30.
The hard part will always be leaving our first house. That's the house I grew up in. The backyard, where we used to sit and tell stories, where we would pick oranges from our own orange tree. The what? A few years passed and we forgot about the threat. Life had returned to normal. And that's when they came back and picked me up. 2 days later, when I woke up in a Baghdad hospital, I found out that they dumped me off there and told the hospital that I'd hurt myself in a work accident.
It's getting dark, okay.
Yes. After that, I couldn't stay. The women in my family, my mother, my sisters, they were the only ones who knew. I was very close to the women in my family. They were the ones who were around all the times while I was recovering. The men, my father, my brothers, always working, always out of the house. I got on a plane to Istanbul, where my cousin lived. He took me to Izmir, where the smugglers are. They're easy to find. I bought a space on a vessel, headed to Mytilene, Greece, the closest harbor in Europe. No, they had a system that you would pay your money to a broker, and he'd give you a token. Once you go to the other side, you show the token. Only then does the broker pay the smuggler. We couldn't leave for 5 days. Too many Greek army ships in the sea. Every morning, getting up at 3:30 to make a go of it. By the 5th day, I was so tired of waiting that I wasn't even scared to get on board any longer. Finally, impatience had overtaken fear. We did not make it to Europe. A boat pulls up next to us. People are trying to understand what's going on, but the men on the ship only speak Greek. At first, people are worried that it's pirates. They take everything from the passengers. Sometimes take the passengers themselves. Sometimes just ram the boat and laugh as it sinks. But no, these are police, it turns out. They take us back to Turkey, where I'm waiting, and waiting, and waiting. Of course, I did not remember all this in my dreams at first. These were things I remembered from clues I found along the highway.
Huh.
I've dreamed this highway, this car before, many times. Always a long
But
drive. Always danger.
danger.
Sometimes I'm smothered in the trunk. Sometimes I'm driving. Always checkpoints. Inspections. Betrayal. Always from someone who pretends to be my friend. What is your dream about? A breakup? That's it? Ah, that's more like it. Who has been kidnapped? Who is this person that's been taken away from you? Do you have a photo? Who knows? Maybe I've seen her somewhere along this highway. I know her. The same woman, but with different hair color. I just saw her at the gas station a few miles back. A decoy? What kind of game are you playing here?
Huh.
I'd say you're lucky nobody got hurt. Yes, that's right. There was a scene there at the gas station. She was being questioned by two men. She seemed to be explaining herself, pointing at the empty passenger seat in her car. They didn't really seem interested in her, though. They were more interested in the empty car seat. Not exactly. There was a lot of pointing at the passenger seat in her car and shrugging. It seemed they'd lost something. Or someone. The leader, he seemed very unhappy. A guy in an orange vest. A trap? So, they were looking for you? Sounds like getting in my dream. Getting in the trunk. May have saved your neck. No, I didn't get a look. I just heard one strange thing they said. That they were looking for a guy with 8 fingers. They were going to find him.
8 fingers.
Something like that. 8 fingers.
I have 10.
8 digits, maybe. Uh-huh. And you wouldn't happen to have a strange blue box with you, would you? Well, if they were chasing you... Say, have you noticed how many tumbleweeds there are suddenly? I don't know, but the weather also seems to be turning suddenly. Turn on the radio and see if you can find a weather report. My God! Get that thing off the window! Get it off! Get it off! It seems to be changing the weather conditions.
Our bus is clean
Suddenly,
and white among
it's
the other
sunny.
50 or so which are parked here at the city's main
It's
terminal,
not working.
which is more like
They're
an
stuck to the
auto
car. We need some other kind of weather to get clear of them.
Level 3 thunderstorm. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. Damaging winds are causing some trees and large branches.
Looks like tornado conditions now. Look, the tornado. It's starting to pull the tumbleweeds off the car, but it's not strong enough.
Warning, tornado 20 feet from car. Tornado warning. Warning, tornado 40 feet from car. Warning. Warning, tornado.
It worked. Oh, good riddance.
There's no box here.
Look, that was very strange. Even for this place. And the eyes on those things. It seemed they were spying. Searching for something. Did you notice? What do you know about these guys? The ones who are after you? Seems he had a few extra to spare for the tumbleweeds. I see. What else?
See.
Oh, let's see. Balkan tours? Not directly, no. But I've heard about them. From a guy in Istanbul I met. He had made it through to Europe, but then had come back to get his family. But that's another story. He had come across those Balkan tours on his way back from Serbia. He warned everyone about them who would listen. Apparently, they had a charitable program to help refugees, promising to help them. But no one who accepted their help was ever seen from again. People just disappeared. And it wasn't just people in the refugee community either. Tourists too. There were strange stories. I only heard bits and pieces. Nothing very clear. Mirrors. Rooms full of mirrors. People losing their minds and never coming back. Yes, people who were heading from Turkey into Croatia and Serbia were being warned about it. Watch out for mirrors. Rooms full of mirrors. Rooms full of ice. Well, my friend, I think right now the best thing you can do is run for safety. They probably have a good beat on your location, assuming the tumbleweeds were on their payroll. Make no mistake, these guys are dangerous. Honestly, I have no idea. But tangling with Balkan tours right now would be suicide. I mean, it's what they want, isn't it? Right. Where did you get the box? They must be worried about what's inside. Worried it will expose them, all the things they've done, to her and to all the other people they've hurt. I wish I knew. Even if I make it to my destination, I'm still not home. That's what it means to be an exile. My niece, Nadia, used to ask me that question all the time. Where are you going, uncle? She was the only young person who knew I was leaving. Imagine, she knew when my father didn't. I was always mad at my sister for telling her. She would ask me that when I was putting her to bed.
Yeah.
The only thing you can tell when a person that young asks you a question like that at bedtime. I told her the truth. Not the truth, but the truth wrapped in the blanket of a story. There's a place where the river Tigris runs through Baghdad. A place called the Two-Story Bridge. When I was a kid, I would go fishing there and look out at the water and wonder where it all led. As a child, I was told that the farthest place on the earth from Baghdad is a place called Fiji. I would train my eyes on the horizon and imagine that all the water led there, to the point where the sky met the earth. To my child's mind, Fiji was the place where the sky touches the earth. These people of Fiji, they must be very tolerant people to live in such a place where one has to stoop over at all times and can never stand up straight. Eventually, they resolved to leave and find a new home, where the sky was farther from the earth, where the pandanus tree can grow high enough to be woven. So, they left this land right under the sky, leaving behind those people so old and bent that they no longer cared to stand up straight. The other Fijians gradually moved away from the edge of the world, and the sky got a little higher, and then they found a marvelous place. It was fertile and lush, with excellent weather, an orange tree for every backyard. But there was one problem. Earthquakes. Terrible earthquakes. As frequent as rains during the springtime in this country. All because the sky was still close to the earth. When there's thunder, it echoes off the roof of the sky and causes the ground to break. But the Fijians adjusted. They built their entire civilization out of rubber. Rubber houses with rubber beds that would sway during the quakes, with rubber restraints that would hold the sleeping Fijians tight while they dreamed.
Why'd we stop? Oh, no, we're not stopped.
But Nadia didn't want a bedtime story about that. She wanted a story about good and evil. The kind of story children like. So I changed it for her to be about a Fijian princess called Nadia, who finds the source of all the earthquakes. Yes, but it's a child's bedtime story. You can change the details as you go along. So, Nadia finds a dragon hiding under the earth. A dragon with a splinter in its toe, whose terrible roaring causes the earth to break. Nadia slays the dragon and saves the people by uttering a magic spell. Gonothi Seauton. Gonothi Seauton. It's actually Greek. Rolls right off the tongue, no? Okay, that was interesting. Can you say that again? All the mirror eyes closed. Seems like it. And look, that's not the spell's only power. The card. There's a phone number on it now. Do you know what this means? I think you're ready to make a certain phone call. Ready to put your spell to use? Good. Do you have a phone? Even better. So, here's the plan. You call them and tell them you want to sign up for a tour. Doesn't matter. A tour of the Badlands, whatever. Just something to get close enough to them, to find out what's going on. Here's the thing. If they act like they're taking you on a tour, everything is good. But if they've figured you out, they'll try to distract you while they kidnap you. Take it from me. They tell you someone you care about is in danger. But don't believe it. If everything's fine, then everything's fine. But if someone you know is in danger, it's a trap. Get out of there. Are you ready? Dial the number.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yep, what can I help you with? That's a big park. You near the Argus gas station on Route 90? Alright, I'll pick you up in an hour. You don't have a car, do you? Just guess from your voice. So, see you in an hour. Don't worry, I'll find you.
Oh, that is not suspicious.
So, it worked then? I think you'll be fine.
Oh.
Just keep the spell close at hand. And remember, if they start telling you someone close had been hurt, it's a trap. Isn't that how these things normally work in the stories of this country? Other characters shows up, imparts some hard-earned wisdom, then conveniently fades away. Thanks. I think you'll be fine. You have allies all along this road, even in the cars of enemies. I've left something for you.
A letter.
Hey, sorry I haven't written in a while.
Well, that was ride 4. We'll complete ride 5 later. I think that tomorrow might be the last time I play this game, if it ends the game. I don't know. I'm not really planning on going for other endings, but well, that was Hitchhikers again, the Hitchhiker. So I guess I'll play again. Yeah, fairly well.